Hello guys, and if you're watching this, that means I owe you a thank you. If you're watching this, that means you have stuck around, hopefully, to the point now that where I have done YouTube for an entire year. A year out of my life, and I've been doing this. It's a big dealio. If it isn't to you, it is to me. And so, in this status, I wanted to do some of my usual things I update you guys on, and also to thank you guys for being around for a year. I'm going to do some frequently asked questions. Frequently asked questions. That's how you words. Some frequently asked questions I jotted down here, and if it's not the best audio quality, I want this to be just kind of personal, me and talking to you guys and that kind of stuff. So if there aren't as many edits or like fucking good audio, that's why I want to make this mono or person camera. I don't fucking know. So first off, I did a couple collab videos that I want to tell you guys about. Again, I have a whole playlist called collab videos that you can always check out to see who I'm working with and just stuff like that. But basically, first off, from Media Matters, Nathan, we did a big podcast on just Mass Effect. So if you like Mass Effect, that game series, go check out that video. I fucking love Mass Effect, and I love talking about it. And it's a good podcast, so check it out. Subscribe to him while you're at it. I would super appreciate it. Yay. Another podcast I want you guys to check out is by The Decoded. Basically, I've mentioned the channel before, but if you haven't subscribed, go do it right now. It's basically, there are reviews, and then there are podcasts on that channel. I was introduced into the podcast, and hopefully I'll be going on there more often. It was a great fucking time. It's a great fucking channel. Subscribe. Do it. Please. I would appreciate it. We talked about anything from the 20th anniversary to Pokemon, to Kingdom Hearts, to fucking superhero buddy cop movies. So yeah, check that out. I would appreciate it. And again, before we go into the frequently asked questions, I just want to thank you guys, because this is something I've been really passionate about for the past year. I think I've made some good achievements. I have 3 channels going. I'm working pretty hard on all of them. This main channel being where I put the majority of my energy into. And I've met some great people. I've been able to do some great things and show it to like a lot of people, and I am internally thankful for you. And you know, every day is a struggle, but in the end it's always worth it, and it makes me deeply, utterly happy. And it's one of my great joys in life to do this now. So hopefully I will be doing this for many years to come, and the more people watching me, the better. I'm just thankful to be doing this. Okay, frequently asked questions. I got these over private messages, comments, Twitter, Facebook. Oh, no, that's not true. No one's ever messaged me on Facebook being like, hey, I don't know why. But again, guys, I have a whole social media thing that I put in like every description. It's basically for questions and, you know, answers. It's made for this kind of stuff. So you don't always have to send me private stuff. If you want to ask a question, ask it on there. No one else has yet, even though I've tried to plug it a couple places. But for now, let's just do some frequently asked questions. And yes, I've already read these questions. I wrote them down on a piece of paper, so I won't have to be going back and forth. Where did you get the name Soul? As in, you know, because it's called Solshow, and that's my YouTube name. It's a very uninteresting story, actually. So I needed a name because I wanted a YouTube name to feel good about myself. And so I took my last name, my real life last name, yes. And I was like, you know what, let's just take half my name and fuck the other half and just use the first 3 letters in my last name and just make that my name for YouTube's. For those who don't know, my actual name is Christian Solberg, and so I just took the Sol out of Solberg, and that's been my name. And you know, Sol is just kind of like, it's the business and kind of just like it's the name, but like my actual name is Christian, and you know, all the people I've met on YouTube, I tell them to call me by Christian. That's who I am. You can call me by either name, it doesn't really matter. Soul's just kind of the bigger YouTube name. You've watched YouTubers, they have the real name and then they have their YouTube name, so it's whatever. Hi, I had a quick question about your score system in your videos. In some videos you use an out of 10 scale, in some videos you use out of 5 scale. And I've even noticed in several videos you went out of 11. I don't know the deal with your score. Please help me out here. Okay, so yeah, the score system. I need to do an entire video about the score system, and I meant to do that a long time ago, but I never did it, and now it's kind of confusing people. So I've mentioned this a couple times before. Before, back in the day, I did videos written, and I typed them out, and it was all nice. And when I do reviews of just songs or episodes, out of 10, it's like, out of 10, like, really? Like, that's too much. That's not a very good scale for if you're reviewing a song. Especially a lot of songs or a lot of episodes, especially back to back. So I kind of downgraded to the out of 5 scale. But when I decided to do YouTube, I decided I kind of wanted to balance the two. And so basically, so let's say I'm stuck between like a 6 or like a 6 out of 10 and a 7 out of 10. If I just reduce that to an out of 5 scale, I can just say 3 out of 5, and it's like right between there. So, and I don't like decimals. I don't like saying 6.5. So I do out of 5 instead of doing out of 10. And for the cases where I went out of 11 for some odd reason, I try to avoid that if I can. That would be because I couldn't decide between 7 and 8 out of 10. So I went 8 out of 11 because that's technically 7.5. That's how my mind works. For me, 3 and below would be 1 out of 5. 4 and 5 out of 10 would be 2 out of 5. 6 and 7 would be 3. 8 would be 4. 9 and 10 would be 5. So I just kind of do this little weird math thing in my head. And I honestly don't think about the scores too much. I just say however I feel. My reviews are completely subjective, and they're all 100% my opinion. So, although there is that always level of objectivity that I think exists in every review and everyone's like opinion, but other than that, it's completely my opinion, and I just give the score that I feel reflects that. So, the score system, I should probably like make a video explaining it, but for now, it is what it is. Don't focus on the score. It's a very small portion of the video. There's a lot of other hard shit I'm working on. If I could just throw up numbers and do this, I wouldn't do that. But a lot of more people would, but they don't, because that's not entertaining. But yeah, on to the next question. I noticed in several of your videos there's a little thing that says episode in the corner during the opening segment. There's like an example. So yeah, what this person's talking about, basically all my videos are chronological by the time I'm writing them, and during the opening segments I always put a little thing in the corner that says this is episode whatever. It's not necessary like at all, it's mostly for me. So for instance, episode 50 is Alan Wake, which hasn't been released by the time you're watching this, and probably won't be for a while. So episode 50 would be Alan Wake, so I just put that in the corner so I know, and just for people who kind of want to know my chronological writing order can know, I guess. Again, it's a very, like, I just put it in the corner for a reason. Um, yeah, that's that. Why do you review old stuff? And that's all they said. They just, why do you review old stuff? So what this person means, why do I review movies that aren't new or music that's not new, even though I have done that? Um, because those obviously get a lot more views. And the new stuff I review technically usually does get a lot more reviews. Or views, not reviews. The reason I did that was because one, it's easier for me. And two, I actually don't have that much of a preference. And I actually am switching over, like, with movies and maybe some music and games. I am gonna try in this year to, do a lot more just current stuff and, like, not do old stuff. Because again, that does get views and I don't have a preference. I just did that for me and because, just because these movies came out like 2 years ago doesn't mean it should just like not exist. I, I want to talk about it because I see it, and there's not much more to it than that. I know that's not what you should do, but that's what I like to do. And this person is basically, in a long, pretty much paragraph that I've summarized, he's basically asking me how do I balance like 3 channels. And it's honestly not that hard. This main channel is where I put the majority of my energy, and then whenever I'm like in between like filming, I work on the other stuff, like the music channel. Although I could put a lot more work into that, and because at this point it's basically just a picture and a song. Although I could put a lot more energy into that and spend more time promoting it and like spend more time maybe just making like the little, uh, like making it look prettier and stuff like that. I could do that. But then that would take away from this channel, and maybe I should do that because if I do the math, that channel will eventually overpass this one. But this main channel is what I like the most, so that's what I work on, and the other stuff is just stuff to fulfill me and make me feel good and satisfy my creative urges. And I'm proud of the second channel too. It's kind of my bastard kid. I'm very proud of it. I get to do just random stuff on there, and sometimes it gets more views than this channel, and it's great. And honestly, I have a lot more views over there. I get to try a lot more things over there and kind of see what sticks, and I like doing just a lot of different stuff. And even my main channel, I don't try to format it to a way I'm gonna do the same thing every single time. I try to do some like different stuff every time, so it's not repetitive for me and it's not repetitive for you guys. So yeah, I was balancing all 3 channels. It's honestly not that hard, and it's not, none of them really subtract from the other ones. They just kind of all exist in their own little set in my mind and set in my time schedule. Yeah, I didn't mean for time and mind to rhyme, but that's how things work. And in another pretty long paragraph, a person's asking me, like, why do I review multiple things? Why do I review movies, video games, books, anime, and music? The five things. Anime slash TV. And again, because I fucking love all of these things, and I'm very passionate about all of these things, and that's how I've always reviewed. I've always just reviewed all of these things, and in a sense, that's not a good decision because people, if you like movies, you're gonna subscribe to that movie reviewing channel, but at the same time, maybe I can introduce like a book person into certain music. And my ultimate hope is that maybe you'll like my personality and me to the point where you can watch videos about stuff you're not particularly interested in, and maybe you'll get something out of it. Maybe I can introduce you to something. Maybe you'll get into anime. I don't fucking know. But that's assuming I'm interesting enough, which I don't think I am. But let's hope in the future. The short answer, I'm just passionate about all those things, and I want to review all those things. So technically, I could have made like 5 channels and done that, but I have enough channels, I think, for now. So I think just making one big channel to review all these different things was a good idea, and I like doing it. So yeah. And again, basically, this person is asking about how I use comedy in my reviews, and they're also assuming that I'm using less comedy in my more recent reviews. Um, the biggest things I want to do different in my reviews. So I notice with reviews, a lot of the times the worst thing I can get is they'll open up and they'll be like they'll give exposition that really probably isn't needed and kind of explain what happened, and then they'll say a couple other things, and then the video will be done, and there's not much memorable about that. And I notice other comedy reviewers who use comedy in the reviews, they'll make a joke and that will stick with me a lot more than just exposition or something like that. And even if it's a joke out of context that only the people who, like, let's say, watch that movie will get, I will want to watch that movie and get that joke. And I've been the class clown person. I've tried to be the funny person before. I've been the awkward person. I've been a lot of things, and I am partly all of those things. So I wanted to bring comedy because I that's what I like to do. I consider myself a pretty terrible comedian, but that still implies I like to be funny. So, and ultimately because, when I see the worth of a review, I like to think that there's something to it more than just an opinion and a score and some maybe exposition. So I try to bring some insight, some knowledge maybe, comedy, a little like parody. I try to bring all of these elements into my reviews and try to make them special. So that's why. Also, I wanted to thank some people, and basically these people have been great. I wanted to thank my best friend Solomon for basically, producing the openings. If you don't know who he is, subscribe to him. He's on the featured channel section on my page. He produced the openings. We've done an official review together. He's in a lot of my side videos on my second channel. Just thank you, Solomon, for being my PIC and just being awesome. And I hope we can work on more stuff together. And just thanks for being there and encouraging me. Also, I wanted to thank Keith and all those other guys from Decoded. I had an amazing time doing that podcast, and I hope I can do it again. Just again, subscribe to their channel, or Keith's channel, because it's a great channel. I wanted to thank Matt from the Anime Blitz. By the time you're watching this, hopefully our collab is up. I'm very happy to do that, and I hope to collab with him again. Subscribe to Matt. He's a great guy. And, it makes me want to review more anime, because my anime content on this channel is smaller than I would like it to be. And we're going to change that this year. I would like to thank my girl Soph, her channel Eden. I'll just call her Eden. Thank you, Eden, because that was my first collab, and I was fucking it up a little bit because I was having audio file issues. And I was panicking a little bit, but no, I had nothing to worry about, and we got that collab up, and she was super awesome. We had had a great video. We got to talk about a lot of great stuff, and she's been doing so good. She got like thousands of subscribers now. I am so happy for her, and she really deserves it. She really does. If you guys, again, she's in my featured channel section, just subscribe to her. I would so fucking appreciate it. And yeah, also I want to thank Nathan from Media Matters. Again, we did that podcast together. Thank you. Subscribe. He's an awesome dude. Yeah. I want to thank my friend Greg from his channel, Dude, I'm Busy. High school friend, personal friend. Subscribe to him. thank you, Greg, for being awesome and just general being awesome stuff. And this last thank you is just kind of gonna be my generic thank my friends and family stuff. Sometimes I feel discouraged about this, sometimes I get encouraged. And my family and friends have been awesome, and I thank you all. You mean the world to me, and this last year has been crazy. My personal life has been crazy the past year. So much stuff has been going on, and adult life is fucking a pain and terrible, but every day, again, is a struggle that I am happy to fight. And, I don't know what else to say other than thank you. So guys, if you managed to watch all the way through, I owe you so many thanks. The fact that anyone is watching this is a dream come true, and I hope to do this for many years to come. This first year celebration, I'm so happy. You guys are awesome. Thank you. I know that's kind of the cliche thing with these anniversaries or subscriber videos, but from like a genuine me, guy you don't actually know in real life, but you have seen me, and there's a very good chance I know of you, and you are free to talk to me at any time. Thank you. And with that, I leave you.